seen it at some point. Well, hello everybody. I'm in a room full of a lot of fellow Canadians who came with me today in support to check everything out. And a lot of people are disappointed with what they've seen and witnessed in Canada here. And it's all again, as I outlined for many. I gave another speech at the monument earlier, not the one I ran you guys through after, but in the daytime. Ran into some other supporters there. It was actually pretty good. But the reality here is very much sinister. All hopes of Canada ever going forward in any narrative against the Crown is not going to happen. I got the internal telltale before the media did that Aaron O'Toole was finished. I got that from right inside that private members vote. Later in the evening, they had another internal vote. It can't possibly be what they said it was. We have, as stated, Pierre Poilievre running for Prime Minister. Pierre Poilievre gives a great speech. Right now, 42 minutes ago now, there's already been 38,000 likes and loves, 24,000 shares. Conservatives of every walk believe in Pierre Poilievre's divinity as a lifetime Privy Council member, meaning he is of the Crown. He believes he is God over all of you. No different than Trudeau, no different than any other politician. Those in the lifetime Privy Council absolutely practice the Crown customary law, the absolute governance over all Canadians, the divine right as gods over all of you, the people. This isn't far-fetched, it's not fake. If you haven't taken the time to download Adam Chilton and Mila Versteeg's paper in the University of Chicago, do it now. I know it's hard reading. I'm going to ask Adam if I may take his works, convert it over, and do an oral presentation to break it down for all of you in plain speak. That's what I do. I take these great minds and I break them down for all of you as it applies to Canadians in Crown customary law as institutionalized victims. It starts with First Peoples. We see what happened to the mentally disabled. We've seen what happened to the deaf. We've seen what's happened to the homosexuals. And now we're seeing what happens to the religious or those who don't wish to be under any medical mandates. We see what happens. Canada's broken, institutionally broken. Pierre gives you a lengthy speech. In the opening statement, he says the governments continue to double down on the preceding government. Everybody, Pierre Poilievre is 150% an absolute and unequivocal liar. That he will only balloon government, and mark my words, I won't be around to watch you all go through it. I'm going for my dual citizenship. I'm going to try and fight the Canadian government with the Russian and American institutions on my back. We need the allies here, folks. It is too much for an average Joe to take it on. Every step you take forward, you're forced to take 2 steps back. Every movement, as I witnessed today, gets hijacked. Clearly hijacked. Who? Where? Well, the Crown. Justin Trudeau went too far. He's gotten to the end. He did very well for the Crown. Now it's time another Crown corrupted official takes over, as is the old story. Flip, flop, flip, flop. If all Canadians right now don't understand that Brian Mulroney and his reign of terror transformed Canada forever, and that the Liberals said, great job, Brian Mulroney, I, Jean Chrétien, will take over from here. I will do the next stage. And so on and so on. Paul Martin, Stephen Harper, now Trudeau, and it could very well be Pierre Poilievre next. Canadians, February 28th, 2021. I knew to save Pierre's document, where in over 385 pages, 427 when you click each and every link, and you go through it entirely as I did, every ounce, every aspect, you soon find a Pierre Poilievre who doubles the size of government, doubles government spending, meaning what Trudeau's mandated right now, the $500,000 in subsidized housing for Toronto and Montreal, is nothing compared to what Pierre Poilievre has placed in writing in over 385 pages. Again, 427 with all the links, doubling the socialism of Trudeau as the Conservatives in his writing, signed, sealed, certified, stamped by all current Privy Council lifetime members in the Conservative Party. You have Candice Bergen, lifetime Privy Council member who voted the exact same way as Aaron O'Toole did. You didn't get a new leading path forward. You got the Conservative Crown opposition. That's what you got. You can never get rid of a Crown leader in any party. Liberals don't even hide it. They just do it. They just tell you, sorry, that's how it is. NDP as well too. Maxime Bernier is completely void of any democracy. Anyone who thinks there is any is a fool. He is a lifetime Privy Council member. They wrote the platform. They give it to you and say, this is our platform. When you start to go through it, you realize most of it's a lie and unattainable. Maxime doesn't want you to know about the Crown. He doesn't want to address the Crown. He doesn't want to destroy the Crown. He is of the Crown. Currently, he gets $5,055 a month to remain a lifetime Privy Council member. Pierre Poilievre also gets this check. Do you know who signs off that check every month? Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau. If you don't think it's all theater, I don't know what to tell you. If you haven't figured out from the municipal level right through the provincial crown to absolutely the federal crown and all courts in between, including up to the highest court, that you again and again pay a lawyer or you yourself represent yourself, you will give divinity in all levels and stages of government and absolutely in all court actions to that divine first-class politician. You will worship them, even including using the name Your Worship. My Lord, Your Excellency, Your Majesty. When you look these words up in their definition, it is absolutely of God. So who is your God defined? In Canada, that is your elected and appointed politicians who can say whatever they want to you and autocratically operate in any manner once elected. You only have two rights, two true, undeniable rights in this country. One, the right to vote. Two, the right to create a party. That's it. As you see over and over again, as all these protests and convoys proved, there is no right and freedom that can't be taken away by any government any time they wish. They do this with Crown customary law. If you don't make a law that makes the Crown happy, they don't stamp it off. A premier can't get his bills passed unless the lieutenant governor stamps it off. And in history, you will find many premiers have said, no, I won't follow the Crown. I will enact the will of the people. Do you know what happens? The bill don't get passed, everybody. They will block them in court. The premier has to go to court. Do you know where the court is sworn to? The Crown. If it's provincial, it's Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor sworn to Governor General. Governor General appointed and sworn to Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister doesn't want you to win in court, They call the Governor General. The Governor General turns over every ruling in the Supreme Court and every federal court. Lieutenant governors, through Governor General, will overturn any justice and make them follow the mandate of absolutely the Prime Minister. Prime Minister and Premiers use the Crown back and forth. There is no political party. This is all about Crown customary law. The small C that Adam Chilton and Mila Versteg educate you on. For the first time, they released this monumental paper to all the Democrats and all the Republicans. For the first time ever, Canadians, you can download this paper for absolutely free. You don't have to join a law school. You don't have to buy it. My friends have delivered this for the entire world, for all Canadians in small C. The way out, the fix. I know it's complicated. I know it's in legal speak. Don't worry. I will reach out to my friend Adam. I will try to make the plain speak paper. I will be careful how I treat in Adam and Mila's work. They jointly do work all the time. This was the greatest gift this morning given to all Canadians. And thank you, my friend Richard Albert, and to many of your friends from the USA who've helped me. Many Republicans, many Democrats. That is academia. That is America. And Canadians, you need to know Russians are trained exactly like America in the exact same system. They don't have any of this small C in any way, shape, or form like Canada does. Nowhere close. They're shocked. Even people like myself can move the monumental mountains. And we have. We have changed world academia forever. It's just a matter of moving America and Russia going forward. That's who we need to join this fight. The allies from World War II, those two countries have dismembered and redesigned 85 countries out of 205 in the world today since World War II. If you don't think that's an incredible pace, you should look at all of world history. That is the most advancement we've done in the world in just a short amount of decades. It is long. It's long for Canadians. But this is the fight. You want to see change? It starts with turning your back on those politicians. It means saying, no, Pierre. What you say and what you've committed to pen and paper, which in legal sense, it's not what anyone says, it's what they sign and date in a certified contract with the people that counts in court. And what Pierre has written and signed, sealed and certified is exactly that which he says he's going to destroy. He is 150% a liar, as was Justin Trudeau, as was Stephen Harper, as was Aaron O'Toole, as was Paul Martin, as was Jean Chrétien, as was Brian Mulroney, and we can keep going back over and over and over, all the way to 1952 and Canadians' First Peoples. It never gets any better. There is no difference from any party. They are all Crown. Crown is the divinity of a first-class citizen from the age of the Titanic and beforehand. Pre-League of Nations, serious colonial autocracy. The divine right of a man to rule over another man, or man and woman to rule over men and women as gods. Empowered by all the holy books rewritten by the Church of England a long time ago. That is the 900-year-old system, largely eradicated the world over, but remains in the first example created on this earth, Canada, 1867. It's not going anywhere. Nothing's going to change with Pierre Poilievre, Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh, Yves Blanchette, Maxime Bernier, and the list goes on and on and on. People ask me, How do we change this? You elect a federal party and only a minority. You just have to win the crown. You terminate in verbal and written notice the day of election to Governor General and all the lieutenant governors of provinces and territories. You're all dismissed, or ascend new ones appointed. Upon the 30-day ascension period to the throne of Canada, those sit down, yours come up. Those with a shadow crown to destroy the crown, do it just like that. Immediately, all new sworn lieutenant governors loyal to you, the people, a governor general sworn to you, the people, will not pass any federal or provincial law, immediately terminating the role of all MPs and MLAs, premiers and prime minister. No more legislation, none whatsoever. No more bills, no more acts. And the only mandate is all the elected officials help administer constitutional conventions for all the citizens of Canada, First Peoples and Canadians alike, in every community, in all town halls, right across from rural to the cities, and in every reserve across all of Canada, seated or unseated peoples. We settle Canada within a year for $161 million. That's it. Much, much less. In fact, half as much as Trudeau just signed away to the Ukraine. Half as much as that. A drop in the bucket of this extreme corruption which is Canada. There is no party in Canada that wishes to free you, the people, give you, the people, the power. With real world experts like Richard Albert, Adam Chilton, Mila, I have over 142 more in every minority language in the world, and we will also deliver in every Indigenous language of Canada, meaning the First Peoples, all of your languages. If you don't believe I don't have them, I have something to show you from the United States of America. Not only do I have all of them, I have even those that have been scrapped in Canada, meaning those people were wiped out and long gone. I still have those people in the United States of America. They're not wiped out. The language still exists, and we can still bring that right back to Canada. It can be done. That monumental work has been done years ago. I've spent more than 5 years of my life getting to this place for the real path to fixing Canada once and for all. If you don't believe it can't be done, go look at Japan imposed constitution post World War II. Go look at Nazi Germany imposed constitution post World War II. Go look at South Africa imposed constitution 1985 and cemented finalized 1994. Look at Canada hiding from that, the rewrite of the Criminal Code 1985. Look at the 1993 removal of all Canadians and First Peoples from ever participating any day forward from 1993 in the International Court of Justice. Canadians, your human rights are gone in this world. We are rogue in the UN. Why are we rogue in the UN? Because Canada is the world leader in the NWO. A small country of 40 million people finances NWO in third place. We put more money into it than India. It's all proven, credible, verifiable. We are one with the royal family from the UK. The Commonwealth Charter 2012, Canada adopted. Why did they do that? Because if they didn't, Canadian federal politicians and provincial politicians would have had to disclose to all Canadians that they stole the crown in 1952 and that they were being called out upon it, and the Allies from World War II would make them disclose that. as they would be dismembered and redesigned, just like South Africa in 1984, just like Nazi Germany post-World War II, just like Imperial Japan post-World War II. The list goes on and on. 84 other nations. No small feat. It's been done, and it will be done on Canada. Academia is already starting. Men and women of much more grand scale than myself, but now, for the first time in more than 70 years, they are awoke to the truth, the reality of World War II, the world as it really is, the design of Russia and USA as they're really to be. It's still mandated in the United States of America constitutionally as it is in Russia. Putin did not dismember that from his constitution. Russians accept their responsibility over international law and the international community at large. We will move the mountain. Hang on to your seats. It's a battle. It's a long battle. We're not out of any woods yet. And mark my words, whether or not Pierre is successful or not, if he is, watch and remember and come back to this video where I told you he put in writing that he would double down on the socialism of Justin Trudeau, i.e., he would double the debt load of Canada. Mark my words, because he put it in writing. What a man puts in writing and what he says verbally are generally two different things. Even our court system recognizes that. In precedent law, if you put it in writing, that's gold over verbal contracts. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the oldest con in the book, what politicians do to you election after election. It's theater. Conservative, Liberal, NDP, they're all crown. The small c constitutionalism runs this country entirely. Always has, always will, until somebody brings a party forward with a shadow crown winning a minority federal government that will absolutely destroy that crown within 30 days. That's the legal path. There's a lot more to it, but it's not as people try to make it so hard. You think it should be easy, but it's not. Not when you have a crown government that doesn't want to lose its autocratic divine power. Their status as gods over all of you. Think about that. How long can you go every day of your life in a new job being called your majesty, my lord, your excellency, your worship? How long can you go hearing that every day of your life before you believe it? How long can Canadians go living their lives saying those things day after day in the municipal, provincial, and federal political system or in the court systems? How long can you go saying that until you believe it? Go through a divorce, get into a contract dispute, get into criminal trouble. You will learn how you're emptied throughout the whole court system of all your humanity. That is the design. That is the small c in the Constitution. Unwritten laws enacted by your government in full secrecy, full autocracy, without any democracy, none whatsoever. That is what Canada is. Search your souls, you know it's true. How any religious person can go forward, go to church every Sunday, and then turn around and participate in this system as it is beyond me. How can you be so hypocritical? That's my video. Share, share, share. If you don't see the validity, I don't know what else to tell you. But it's coming. World academia has moved. It is coming. Bye now.